Hi everyone, and welcome to a small tutorial on how to render volumetric fractals with FumeFx. So, in order to do this, we're gonna create FumeFx grid. Like so. Next, what we wanna do, we want to disable the adaptive checkbox because FumeFx only evaluates the adaptive area volume. It evaluates on adaptive volume to optimize the simulation. You need to have some kind of source that will create this volume. So for this example, we're gonna start with post simulation callback. We're gonna see it in a moment. So let's create FumeFx user interface. So let's disable fuel simulation because we will not use it. You basically will use smoke values to set the values of our fractal. If you didn't see already this part, FumeFx can use 3ds Max to MaxScript to drive FumeFx simulation. So let's click use and press edit. So here we have a set of callbacks that FumeFx calls them at a particular step in simulation. So we have two callbacks that are called before simulation start and after the simulation is ended. We also have some callbacks that are called on each step, depends on the actual step. So we have pre-sim, post-sim, post-objects, post-object vorticity, post-forces, post-advenctions, post-pressure, and post-diffuse and post-step. Those two are called only at the start and the end. Those are at each step. So let's for now use post-step. So after everything is applied and simulated, we want to set our values. So to use this, we'll use some predefined functions and variables that FumeFx sets. And basically, here is a quick reference you can see below. So we're gonna loop on each voxel and set the value based on the noise value. So let's start by creating the loops for I equals 0 to nx. Basically, nx, ny, and nz, you can see them here, are the dimensions of adaptive area, but because you don't use it, it will be the dimensions of full grid. So for j equals 0, 0 to ny do, and for k equals 0, 0 to nk nz do. So we want to use this function right here, smoke, to set the smoke value, and let's accept a, g, k as coordinates for grid coordinates and the value we want to set. So we'll use our e, j, k from our loops and set it. Let's set it to 1 for now, just to test it. So let's run the simulation and see that we have a 1 value. Let's try it with 0.5, and we will see it's working. So for noise algorithm that I'll use the noise 4. So I'll use here f value, and for f value will be noise 4, which accepts points parameters are the point that will be sampled, in this case EJK, and the fourth coordinate is the, let's call it evolution. I will use it to animate the noise. So let's set it to 0 for now. Let's try it. So save. I'm pressing Ctrl S. And let's start simulation. And we see that we don't see nothing. So what's happening is that the noise is now too scaled too big. So we see only the empty part. So to scale it down, we're gonna multiply this sampling point with some small value, let's say 0.1, scale it down, and let's try it now. So now we see our fractal volumetric. Okay, now let's say we want some evolution, right? So to do this, we're gonna use current time value from max to know which time we are now, on which time we are now. So instead of 0, we're gonna use t, and t will be current time as float, because current time as float will be a big value. Let's say I think it's 5,000 and something. We're gonna divide it by a big value. Let's divide it by 1000 for now. Okay, so let's try it now. So we see now how the evolution goes. Might be too fast. If you want to make it slower, you can divide it by a bigger value, say like so. If you want to make it go faster, you can divide by a smaller value. Okay, it's now to try slower. So what next? You can use any other algorithm. So by the way, two minuses are commenting a line. Everything after those will not take in consideration. So for example, let's say turbulence. EJK and the frequency of 1. So let's try it, this one, turbulence. Okay, so now we get the turbulence. If we'll use T as frequency, don't use it, but here are the results that we'll get. Let's set it through a more normalized value. So one second. Okay, it's too small, too big. Sorry, too small. Let's try like so. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so you can play it the way you want. We'll use noise 4 for evolution. So let's say they are not adventing right now. So if we want to use it to make it advent, if we'll set it to, let's say we'll set an if current time equals, sorry, C++ habits, 0, it's the frame 0, then draw our fractal. So we see that nothing happens. sorry, 0 double equal. That's what's happening when you're mixing different languages. Okay, so now we see it stays like this. It doesn't advect. So let's set it to, let's move this in the post objects and try to simulate now. Okay, so sorry, that was not the problem. Let's move it back. It doesn't have any velocity set. So for velocity, you can also use set velocity, for example, or you may use the noise inside FumeFx. Let's use set velocity for now. JK and let's say let's set it to random, so minus 10, minus 1. Let's go with 1 now. Minus 1, minus 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay, let's save and set some. Okay, second, let's see, this works. Set velocity works the same, should work the same. So EGK random. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's use the noise inside FumeFx simulation. So let's set to 1. You can see now it's starting to advect. But let's say you want to apply the noise on the advection on first frame. So to do it more correctly, it's to use the post objects callback. So this way it will actually first apply the smoke values, then will apply the advection. Okay. So what's next? Let's say we want to render it. You render it the same way you render FumeFx. So you set light, standard target direct. So at the light, set shadow map on the additional parameters. Let's set it to make it bigger, not too big. Shadow parameters, atmospheric shadows. Shadow map, maybe set it to bigger. Okay, so now we pick the FumeFx grid and go through illumination tab, select our light, go to render tab and set smoke cast shadow, smoke receive shadow. Set ambient color to black to have more contrast, and now we can render. Let's set the opacity to 2. We can also increase the value inside our script. Set it to 5. Okay, so now you see how Fractal is rendering. You also can use color gradients. So let's say you want this to be yellow. So, and here we'll use red value, or not red, but a pink color. So maybe want some blue here. Okay, so it's color by density. Yeah, this is by density. Yeah, you can also use maps if you want. Here. So let's try to render it now. We see it like this. So what's next? You can also use like wind and other. Let's say we don't want to use turbulence, but we want to use force. We want to use vortex, like so, and set it simulation. Resource pick this one. Now if we simulate it will start to deform. Doesn't want to. So let's pick it, hold it a little bit up, time off, on, actual drop driving orbital speed, let's set to 10. Let's see. Okay, now we see some movement. Cool. Stop. Let's say maybe you want to deform it the way you want. So you can use deflectors. Geometric deformal an FFD. So let's create an FFD here, like so. Yeah. So 4x4 is okay. Let's go to our FumeFx. Pick this FFD. Okay, so now let's say we want to go to this FFD and set a taper, like so. And then a bend. Of a gizmo. So let's see. Now we full render. You see how it's get bent and the way you want and so on. Make sure when you use FFDs that will be bigger than the grid when you set them up. Of course, you can also tweak individual points. So yeah. So you get the information you want. Okay, let's try a little bit something different. Let's go disable FFD and vortex for now. We'll get back to our script. Stop. So let's say we wanted to not only for first frame, we want to audit on all frames. Okay, for now let's use it for first frame, but we'll use set velocity. So instead of set velocity, it's set vel. Sorry. Okay, so now we set velocity on there. Let's make the velocity bigger. Chain by chain by chain by chain by chain by chain. So now it should move faster in a random direction. Okay. We may also want to add some temperature, so we can see some buoyancy up and some velocity by temperature, but you can do it as you want if you want. Let's for example use some temperature. Let's use a wall and multiply by 400. Let's see. So you can see now they're starting to rise a little because temperature goes up. The differences of temperatures. Okay. So what I wanted to do is to enable vortex. Also, let's set the vortex to something bigger. I want to disable this current time, so we always generate new. We always set the values, but we also want to check. We want to add to the current value. We want to use get smoke. So our original value equals to get smoke ejk. So I want to set it to val plus o val. Okay. So let's try it now. There is a problem. See. Okay, cool. Welcome back to MaxScript after C++ or other language. So I forgot to set it to subtract 1 because we're actually evaluating a non-existing row, column, and so on. So add a -1 after n, x, and y, and z. So now we can get the smoke value and we can add it to our value. You can also use multiply, so instead of adding always some bigger values, you can just mix it with our value, but it might not look so good because on 0 it always be 0 and we don't see the adventure there. So let's try it. Okay, so this is with multiply, cancel. It's not working right now because as you know, the first frame is everything is 0. So let's add it. Okay, let's add it for now. We'll not multiply it maybe later. So let's see what we have now. So you can see it's get added and so on. We may want to check if the value is already a big value. So if original value is less than, say, 1 or 0.5, we want to set it to our fractal. And so save. Try it now. Okay, so we have some evolution. We can set it to be smaller maybe. Let's stop and see what we have now. It's too dense. Let's set it to 1. Okay, it's too dense. Let's set it to lower value, 0.1. Okay. So we have our we're generating smoke, and it also adventing. Sorry. Stop. Okay. Now it's true. Not so dense. So let's bring it back to 5, 4. Okay. Now looks better. Okay, so you may experiment with different fractals, different values. Let's say you may use a sign. So, for example, so stop. So say bigger frequency. For different, say 3.5. So, make it small. Maybe let's make it smaller. 0.5. Let's try it now. Okay, let's remove this value for now. Linear gradient. Okay, let's use true science. Anyway, you got the idea. So large. Okay, let's increase the frequency more. 0.7. Okay. Also, let's add this if trim it only on time 0. Let's try it now. Okay, cool. We have this nice gradient. Stop. The grid now is too small. Works okay for now. Okay, let's decrease the opacity. Anyway, you got the idea. You can experiment it as you want and for your needs. Hope you liked this tutorial, and see you later. Goodbye.